Welcome back. In this section, we shall learn about a very important concept, that is Windows function. So Windows function is used when we want to create a new column that has aggregated values from the existing column. And the format for Windows function is like we put an aggregate function, and aggregate function could be one of these like min, max, count, average, sum, rank. And then in parenthesis we put the column name for which we want the aggregate function to operate. And then we have like over, partition by, order by. So we shall learn partition by in the next few slides. But one thing you must keep in mind, for the rank function we do not give a column name, because ranking is done by based on the order on the column we want. So it is dictated by this part of the query, this term. Okay, so we shall try to learn about the concept by solving a problem. So the problem is like get the faculty ID, first name, last name, specialization name, salary of all the employees who have salary higher than the average salary at IIM, and overall average salary at IIM. So we have to get people who are having salary above the average salary. That is one part, and we also need to get the average salary. Okay, so essentially what we'll do is to create a new column that will have overall average salary. So let's try to solve it and it will make more sense. Let's copy the question and get back to pgadmin. Okay, so we have to get faculty ID and things like that. Okay, and average salary like from someone from, so from faculty ID we will get, from faculty table we'll get the faculty ID, and we want a we want specialization. And specialization, faculty and specialization ID, and simply ID. Okay, and what do we want? We want faculty ID, that is FID. It will come from table A, first name, last name, and then B dot specialization name. Okay, and we also want average salary. So that will be a column. Average salary will be a column. So we shall use the window function. We want average of salary, and then we are not ordering or we are not partitioning. That we'll learn in the next few slides. Call it salary. Okay. So one way of solving it, if we did not require the overall average salary column, in that case, what we would have done, we would not have written this. What we have done is simply done where salary select average salary from faculty. Okay, it would have been suffice. These folks have salary above average salary. Let's also include your salary. But still, we don't know what the actual average salary is, and this is what precisely we are trying to address in this case. So what we'll do, instead of putting it here, let's omit it for now. Average salary is over average salary. Put select statement over it. Essentially, we are creating a subquery. So select from will come call it x. Okay, and what we'll do here, instead of putting the condition, putting the subquery in the condition, so we this is a table, so we can access average salary directly. So we can write salary is greater than average salary, and here we will write what are the columns required. FID, x dot first name, x dot last name. Everything is coming from x, so we need not specify. We need just we can put x, but in this case there is just one table. Specialization name, salary, and then average salary. Okay, let's see what happens. So here we can see we are also we are getting people who have salary above average salary, but we are also getting a column that has average salary. So this is what a Windows function does. It creates a column based on the what you want in the column. Okay, so I hope it makes sense. So we have earlier done until these 5 columns. So what we have done that is new is this column. So I hope it makes sense. Okay, let's get back to the lecture slides. Okay, we solved it. Now let's practice. So this is a practice question that I suggest you guys to solve, and there will be solution provided for these questions. So next we will try to understand how does partition by differ from group by. So in group by we know that we aggregate when we are required to aggregate with respect to a certain column in the table, we use group by. So partition by also does similar thing, but partition by is used with Windows function, number one difference, and number two, it creates a new column. While group by collapses the existing column, group the rows as we want, it's based on the column we want, and then aggregate. So ultimately it collapses the existing rows and just outputs the information we want. But in the Windows function, it's a running column. Okay, let's try to see with an example. So in this case, we want the get faculty ID, first name, last name, salary of the faculty receiving second highest salary in the operations specialization. So we want the second highest salary in operations. Okay, so let's go back to the admin. Okay, we could have used the code anyway. Faculty. Specialization, because operations is a specialization name and specialization name is in the specialization table. It's not in the faculty table. Faculty table only has specialization ID. So now we have what are the columns. ID that will come from A dot FID. Then first name, A dot last name, A dot salary. Okay. Now the real interesting part is rank. So we are going to use the rank windows function to get the rank of the salary. Okay, rank over order by. So first we want rank by department, partition by specialization, order by salary. So we are first. So this is a kind of group by only, but the difference is it creates a running column, and within column we'll get we'll separate the data by specialization and then get the salary and order it. Okay, so what we'll get is rank with respect to a specialization or department, whatever we choose to call it. Okay, so let's give this column a name, salary rank. All right, and select from information. Let's give it a name. Error. Okay, now the real part is, let's get everything from the table. Where x dot specialization. Oh, we forgot to get the specialization name here. We need a specialization name. Specialization is gonna come. Name, salary. So x dot specialization, not name, is equal to operations, and another condition is rank is equal to 2, because we want the second highest salary in the operations department. Let's see what happens. Oops. Rank over, oh sorry man, that is, So this Washim Akram is the person who is getting second highest salary in the operations department. Okay, so I hope it makes sense. Okay, if you want further clarification, rewatch this section of the video and pause it. So let's get back to the lecture and see what we can do next. Okay, get, so Windows function operating with group by. So what usually happens, so group by collapses the actual rows. So it groups the row, and then based on the aggregate function we use, it aggregates the data. So if we are going to use Windows function with group by, so first see what does the columns look like, and then apply Windows function. It is good practice. So we'll learn it with an example. In a specialization name. Okay. Specialization, and a third column with maximum average salary across department. Maximum average salary across the departments. Okay. So this is average salary by specialization and overall average salary, maximum average salary across all the specializations or departments, whatever we say it. So suppose we have 4 departments. So department A has salary 100, max average salary 100K. Department B has 110K. Department C has 120K, and department 3 has 130K. So 100K, 110K, 120K, 130K. So overall maximum average salary is 130K. So we also want a third column that contains overall maximum average salary. Okay. Let's first just apply group by, nothing else. E dot specialization. Okay. Because we are using an aggregate function, so this column must be there in the group by. We are getting average salary by specialization. Okay. Now we have to create a third column that contains the maximum average salary out of these 4 rows. So what is the maximum average salary? That is in strategy department. It's like 286K something. So let's use Windows function. So these are the column available. On this column, we are applying Windows function. It will be maximum of what? Average salary. Maximum average salary. We are not ordering, we are not doing anything else. So you can see this row has maximum average salary. Let's give it a name. Average salary. maximum. Okay, so we can see these are the average salaries with respect to the specialization, and this is overall maximum average salary. Out of these four, what is the maximum figure? This one. So we get this figure all across this column. So I hope it makes sense. Right? Let's get back to the lecture. Practice question that I suggest you to do. Now there is a slight difference between rank and dense rank. So what we are going to do is to rank the department by specialization name by strength, means how many faculties are there. Say suppose four departments are there and they have department 1 has 4 members, 4 employees, 4 faculties, whatever you call it. Department 2 has 5, 3 has 6 and 4 has 7. So based on this strength we'll rank the department. With the department with 7 employees will be ranked 1. So this is what this question says. And then we will also see what is the difference between rank and dense rank. I think by now you must be familiar. Means we have repeatedly written this. Okay. And what we are doing, we are rank the department by strength. That is count of faculties. First we need specialization name, and then first let's try rank over. Okay, first we'll have to get the count, and then we'll rank based on the count. So let's for now let's forget about the rank. This count what anything faculty. It. And since count is an aggregate function, we are aggregating with respect to specialization. We'll put specialization name here. Control V. Right. So operations has 4 employees, finance has 5, strategy has 3, marketing has 4. Now what we are going to do, we are going to rank the department based on the strength. So rank over, how we are ordering. Rank involves order. Order by what? This column. Okay, let's run it. So we can see rank 1 is strategy department. Order by, okay. Now it makes sense. So finance department has 5 employees and it is rank 1. So that is what we want, rank the departments by strength. Okay. All right. And now dense rank. So what is happening here in rank, what happens if there is a tie, so the next following rank is omitted. So after 2 there is 3, and but instead of 3 it is giving the next following department a rank 4 instead of 3. So if you use dense rank, what will happen? Even if there is a tie, so you can see what is the difference. So earlier it was 4, now it is 3. So dense rank does not omit any rank. Okay. So I hope it makes sense. Now let's try to solve another problem. Rank versus dense rank. This question. Now practice Windows function. So this is a practice question. Now will you use group by with partition by? So the question is, get the average salary for a designation in a department and also find the maximum average salary in department for the faculty members. So we have first get the average salary by department and then maximum average salary in the department. Say suppose in operations there are 4 salaries and there will be an average salary. Okay, and then across the department there will be similar particular average salary values, and then we have to get the maximum average salary in the department by designation. So we have to factor in two things: designation as well as department. Each department has like 3 designation. So there will be average salary for everybody, and then there will be there will be average salary. Oh, sorry, average salary by designation, and then maximum average salary. Okay. So we want specialization name and then designation. Then after grouping by specialization name and grouping by specialization and designation, we are getting average salary. Okay. So for now, let's not use Windows function. Let's see what does it look like. So we are grouping first by specialization and then designation. So let's see. Okay. So in the operations department, let's order it. It's like very haphazard. Same. Okay, in the finance associate professor, average salary is 145K, lecturer it is 129K, for professor is 170K. Similarly, we can see across the department and for a given department, a particular designation. So I hope it makes sense. Now what we are going to do next is to get the maximum salary. maximum average salary for a specialization. Say for the finance, it will be 170K. Okay. So now what we'll do, use Windows function. Maximum. So we once data is grouped after we are operating Windows function. So to Windows function, these columns are available, not the original one. Means Windows function will see the grouped data. We are partitioning the average salary name. So if we not partition it, it will across the column what is the maximum it will give. Okay. And if we partition it by specialization name, then only in the specialization what is the maximum salary it will give. Okay. I hope it makes sense. So let's see. So in the finance, it is giving 170. In marketing, we have like three salaries. Out of these three, 21, 210K is the maximum salary. Say, suppose if we do not use partition by, what we'll do, this is like overall maximum salary it is giving. And I think this is the average salary of professor in the strategy department. Yeah, 350K. So it is giving overall, it's not partitioning by specialization name, but we want to the partitioning, because the question says average salary for a designation in a department, and then find the maximum average salary in the department. So for in the department, we have to cut across the designations to find the maximum average salary within a department or specialization. So I hope it makes sense, right? One more thing. So instead of writing these column names, we can just put in the order in which these columns are appearing in the select statement. So this is the first column, this is the second column, right? So instead of writing the full name, we can just do 1 comma 2. It will work. Same holds true for order by. We can just do 1 comma 2. It will work. Okay. So I hope you are enjoying the session. Let's get back to a brand new question. By and partition by. So watch it a couple of times. It will make the concept very clear. I have like classified the problems based on type instead of making it haphazard. This is the practice question. You guys should do. Okay. Okay, we did this, right? Now next part. So this is very interesting. So suppose we want running sum, running count, running average of any table. So suppose there are three rows, and in the first row, sum is sales. Let's try to do it with an example. Okay. So this is the example. Get the actual sales and running sum of sales by week by agent Jeevan Ram. Okay, so we are going to use sales table in this case. Okay. So let's get back to one thing you should keep in mind is this part. So there is an addition rows between x and y. So this is for running count, maximum, minimum, average. Means these aggregate functions, if we want to get running aggregation. So what is running aggregation? I'll just tell you. And then x will can be replaced by n preceding, unbounded preceding, current row, and why this part is defining the range of rows that we are considering for aggregating the values in a given column. So this part is for, means this part caters to the rows in consideration. First of all, let's see what the sales table has. So the sales table has, so these are salesmen and they are doing some sales every day. So this is data for 3rd of January. So on 3rd of January, there, Rohit Sharma did one sales for this much amount, and Alex Ted this much, Henry Richard this much. So this makes sales via, means the sales is recorded in an invoice ID. Okay, Tom Sawyer made 2 sales that day, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to do the running count, running sum of sales by week. So first we'll aggregate the data by week and then by each. Rohit Sharma, how much sales Rohit Sharma did. So for first week, second week, third week, fourth week. So it will be running total. Let me show you with the example. Actual sales and running sales. So we'll see the difference from sales. So we want for G1 now. Let's do. Week. So we are briefly using extract function here. We shall learn about extract in detail. What extract function does is it extracts a particular time component from the date column. So in this case, we want week from date. So we'll extract week from the date column. Okay. Sales. So let's just do this. So Rohit Sharma, week 1. So this is like week 1 sales of these people. So what we're going to do, what we shall be doing next is to sum it. Sales. So this is an extension of Windows function. This is practically Windows function. So we are so ordering by order by date, rows between unbounded preceding means unlimited, means from the beginning, unbounded preceding and current row. So what does it mean? Current row means, let's see the result. It will be a lot clear. So this is the current row. So this is the sales, okay, and this is current row. This is current row. So this current row, what it contains, for when we talk about sum, so this sum includes all these 3 sums. Okay, this sum includes this and this. If we talk about this this row, then this sum includes everything unbounded preceding, means where it begins, where the record begins until current row. So the sum is until this row and from this row. So this is basically 19,753 $19,753 is the sum of these five rows. Okay, I hope I make sense, right? Now, so this is actual sales and this is running sales. So what we want for G1 RAM. Sales agent is equal to G1 RAM. So G1 RAM week one, in week one these were sales. Week two these were sales. Week three, okay. So if you are asked what is the cumulative sales by G1 RAM at the end of week, so this will be the sales by end of first week. Okay, I hope I make sense. And let's jump to the next question. So what we'll do, we'll group by sales agent. Get the cumulative sales per week, a running total of cumulative sales per week by all the agents. Okay, so this time what we are going to do, we are going to do grouping. We are grouping by first by, we are grouping first by sales agent and then by week, and we are going to do for all the sales agent. um, we want sales agent, sales agent, and then we are going to extract week from date. Week, then sum of sales. Okay, so let's not use partition by now, just see what does it look like. Okay, this Alex Tad, week 1, sum of sales, week 2, week 3, week 4. So first we are grouping by sales agent and then by week. If you scroll down, it will make more sense. Then we have Henry Richard and his weekly sales. So now what we are going to do, we are going to partition by sales agent, and then we are going to sum it. So this is already an aggregated data. Summing what? Sum of sales. Because once you aggregate it, sales is no more available. We have a sum of sales. Partition by sales agent. Partition by means we are grouping by sales agent. We are ordering by week. so it will be more readable. Sorry, order by, let's make it more readable. Partition by, order by, and then sorry, rows between unbounded preceding and current row. Okay, okay. So can you see it? For Alex Ted, week one sales is this, and that is same because we are using unbounded preceding and current row. For fourth week, end of 4 week, it is counting. It is adding all the sales until at the end of week number 4. This is weekly sales for fourth week. Similarly, so what is happening since we have partitioned by the sales agent, so for Henry it is not adding the previous sales by any other sales agent. So this is precisely only Henry's sales made by Henry, and we are doing similar treatment to the sales by other agents. So I hope it makes sense. So Windows function is very powerful function. So that's why I have devoted so much of time to this lecture. I think this might be the longest lecture. So if you do not understand it, repeatedly see that specific part of the video, and it has been very well organized. I have been adding complexity in a stepwise manner so that you understand the concept correctly. If you do not understand, it means you can refer back and you will understand. Means I have covered everything and I have started from the very basics. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying the lecture, and we'll meet again in a brand new lecture. Till then, happy learning.